Welcome to this week's Pilot Institute and Unmanned Tactical Group's Public Safety UAS News Update. My name is Brendan Carr. We're going to talk about Law Enforcement Drone Association's conference wrap-up that just took place up in Bend, Oregon. We're also going to discuss some of the new DFR announcements that have happened over the last couple weeks. And then we're going to wrap this up with the Public Safety Avata news. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good little webinar. So looking forward to it. Let's dive in. First up, Law Enforcement Drone Association just wrapped up their conference they had up in Bend, Oregon. It was a lot of fun. We had a little over 70 agencies attend, almost 200 participants. So a lot of people came out from all over the country to come to Bend, Oregon to learn best practices for law enforcement drone operations. At the conference, we talked about a lot of things to include how to fly a drone around canines and how to integrate in and communicate with them. We talked about how to fly drones around tactical operations with SWAT teams. We also talked about how to use thermal for public safety for search and rescue or search for suspects and missing people. We also had a lot of hands-on opportunity. NIST came out and supported us to develop out the Law Enforcement Drone Association Best Practice Pilot Proficiency Standard for not only a Type 1, which is going to be entry level, but also Type 2 for your advanced pilots. So they got to fly the NIST course for those lanes and get certified on that. We got to do emergency operations, crash crime scene reconstruction, disaster response, search for person, follow person, a lot of really good opportunities to get some good hands-on training. If whether you're a new pilot or an advanced pilot, it's one of the best conferences out there. They have a lot of other ones coming up here soon. There's one coming up in Boston. They have one coming up in SoCal. And then there's also one coming up in January, late January here in the Houston region. So if that's something you're interested in, if you're a law enforcement entity or you have some type of law enforcement nexus, I highly recommend you attend a Law Enforcement Drone Association conference. It's one of the best out there. You'll get a lot of really good hands-on experience and learn what some of the best practices are across the country. So that was a really fun one. Great job, Law Enforcement Drone Association, for your conference. I'm real proud of y'all. Well, looking forward to seeing you at the next regional event. Next up, we're going to talk about some of the DFR announcements. There's been a bunch of them that have come out over the last couple weeks. So we're going to talk about some of the highlights. Right out the gate, Dedrone Beyond. So Dedrone just came out with their brand new airspace deconfliction package, where not only are they able to use their state-of-the-art and world-renowned drone detection systems and integrations, but they're also now leveraging crewed aviation detection. So it's really cool to see that. They're really wanting to start utilizing those for drone as first responder operations so that agencies can get airspace waivers for beyond visual line of sight, fully beyond visual line of sight authorization, similar to what Pearland was able to obtain, utilizing the iris automation cameras. So it's really cool that they came out with this one. It's one of the very few ones that are out there from an airspace deconfliction perspective that's not a radar unit, which are generally a little bit more expensive than the visual sensors that are out there. So really cool to see this system, learn a little bit more about it, hopefully maybe test it here soon. So really cool to see that from Dedrone. Great job, guys. We also have Aerodome that has come out with their DFR solution. They came out with not only the hardware solution associated with that, their own version of a drone that is exclusive to Aerodome, but they also came out with a software solution for it as well. So it's going to be really cool to see this one take flight, pun intended. It's going to be really cool to see how well it does inside of the DFR solutions that are currently out there, that are currently flown through Motorola Cape or DroneSense. So really cool to see that one. Brink also came out and debuted their DFR drone. Unfortunately, there's almost no information out there for it. They kept it very close to the shelf. You had to be invited into their booth at IACP to see it. So hopefully here in the next few weeks, we'll get a lot more information about their DFR solution, but they did finally debut that they are coming out with a DFR product. So it'd be really cool to see what Brink has in store for us there. And then Teledyne FLIR also came out with a new dock solution and drone launch system. So the Black Hornet unit that's been used by military for many years now, they came out with a little bit bigger platform, similar to the Black Hornet that they call the Black Recon. That unit comes in a tri-system that is inside of a dock that they say that can be mounted to a vehicle for rapid deployment and charging and switching out those platforms. So really cool to see that system. That might be a good DFR solution for close quarter type deployments. So it'd be really cool to see what's going to come from that one. Really excited about it. So that's going to wrap up our DFR announcements. There has been a bunch of them that have come out, but those are the big highlights for this week. So excellent work. Looking forward to seeing it all. Finally, we have the Public Safety Avata. So Tom Palmers out of Belgium, he is the state drone operator out there, and he has done what all the public safety agencies that I have talked to have been begging for. The Avata has by far and large become the public safety tactical drone. There's a few other ones that are out there like the Loki system and the Lemur system and some minis and whatnot, but by far and large agencies are adopting the Avata for tactical operations. And rightfully so. It's very nice and small. It's very reliable. It can take a hit. And it also is very user-friendly, right? Well, Tom has gone one step beyond and developed out exactly what everybody's been begging for. He put in an IR filter so it can see in complete darkness. He also added a thermal to it recently, which is super cool to see. And then if that wasn't enough, he also built AI human detection built into it as well. So he's doing some really cool stuff overseas. He's going to be at the Interpol Drone Expert Summit coming up next week. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him over there, maybe exchange a patch and a coin and see what else he has in store. He kind of hinted at potentially working on some RF penetration modifications as well to see if we can get further into some objectives. So it's been really cool to watch what he does. He posts a lot on LinkedIn and some of the other Facebook groups that are out there. So really keep up the amazing work, Tom. I love seeing what you're doing. I just wish you were a manufacturer, because you'd make a ton of money if we were able to make that. The only one that's out there that is doing modifications out there at scale is Adorama. So they do have an Avata platform that does have IR filters in there. So if you're looking for an Avata that has IR integration built into it so that you can see in complete darkness, they do have a platform that you can purchase and they'll send that out to you nice and easy. They do all the customization and modifications to those Avatas in-house. It's really cool. We are able to test one. We're going to do a video on that and a deep dive on that here soon. So keep tuned for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun flying it. And that's going to be really cool. So keep up the great work, Tom. We're looking forward to see what you're going to do next, and we'll see you at IDIS. That wraps up our UAS for Public Safety News update. Thanks for tuning in. Check out our webpage at unmannedtacticalgroup.com and look at all the upcoming courses we have. We have a lot of courses that are coming out for 2024. A lot of them currently are already getting booked out here in the Houston region. We're also looking to come up into Ohio, as well as a few other states that are going to be coming live here soon once we iron out some dates. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week.